my friend, you can grab your pencil, your notebook, your book, and join me on this amazing video. In today's video, guys, I'm going to explain what present simple tense is, and I'm going to give you some examples. We also take a look at some verb tenses, some rules for present simple, and how it can change. Make sure you watch the video all through because I will share a very cute video later on. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. Today, we are going to talk about a verb tense that is called present simple. This tense is used to describe an action, a habit, or a fact that is generally true and that occurs in the present time. The structure is subject plus verb in the present form or in the base form. For example, I exercise every morning. Anna visits our school every Friday. She works as a teacher in the school. If you are using he, she, or it as subjects, then the verb definitely ends with an S. For example, she walks. He visits. It stops. Please bear in mind that if a verb ends with one of these endings, ch, sh, ss, and x, then you will need to add es at the end of the verb. Examples are, he coaches our team. She washes her car. There are different usages for present simple. Number 1, facts, truth, or generalizations. For example, the sun shines every day. It's usually cold in winter in Canada. The sun sets in the west. The sun sets every evening. Everybody knows that the sun shines every day. It shined today, it shined yesterday, and it will shine tomorrow. That will make it a fact. We're also going to talk about another usage for present simple, that is habits or routines. Examples are, I always have breakfast early in the morning. I always go to bed early. There are some verbs that you use in simple present form only, meaning you cannot use them in the continuous form. You mostly use them in present simple and not the continuous form, even if they're happening right now. For example, it smells good. He feels happy. These verbs are also called state verbs. Okay, I hope this introduction to simple present tense can help you understand this tense better and help you also to learn about some exceptions. Now, let's get into the second part of the video, which I promised earlier. This video belongs to Brain Pop channel, which teachers can also have access to their material by subscribing to their website or using their website or subscribing to their channel. So I figured maybe I can showcase one of their beautiful videos here for you. This video is about English tenses and talks about how we use them along with some examples. Without further ado, let's get into today's video.
Dear Tim and Moby, what are the different tenses? From Nozima. Ladies and gentlebots, tonight you shall experience feats of wonder which have never before been witnessed upon the stage. I, the great Timothy, shall describe events that take place not only in the present time, but in the past and future as well. But first, I need a volunteer. How about you, sir? Now then, robot I've never met before, do you know what a verb is? Correct. A verb is a word that describes an action. For example, you walked on stage and answered a simple question. Both walked and answered are verbs. Every verb has an infinitive form, which often begins with the word to. To walk, to answer, to catch, these are all infinitives. But to describe events in the past, present, or future, I must conjugate or change these verbs. Specifically, I must drop the to and alter their endings. So, without further ado, let us conjugate verbs in the present tense. In case you are unaware, ladies and gentlebots, verbs in the present tense describe events taking place right now. Permit me to use my celestial gifts to tell you about your present. You live in South London and work at a factory. You drink a cup of tea every day at 3 p.m. and carry a silver watch in your waistcoat pocket. Am I correct, sir? As you can see, conjugating verbs in the present tense is quite simple. In most cases, you just drop the to from the infinitive form. I work, you work, they work, and we work. When you describe the actions of a third person, though, you must add an S, as in he works, she works, and it works. Irregular verbs are another exception. These strange creatures cannot be conjugated in the ordinary way. Instead, each has a unique form. A common example is the verb to be. You cannot say, I be, he bees, they be. Instead, you must say, I am, he is, they are. And now I require another volunteer. You, sir. Excellent. Now, perfect stranger, let us use the past tense to describe events from long ago. After you graduated from school, you joined the Foreign Service, where you rescued a princess from a rogue elephant. As a reward, she presented you with a 12-carat emerald in the shape of a panther. Am I correct? As you can see, the method for conjugating verbs in the past tense is effortless. Just add ed to the end of your verb and by Jove, you've done it. The ed ending doesn't change whether you're describing an action taken by yourself, another person, or a group of people. I walked, you walked, he walked, they walked, we walked. But sadly, I must inform you that irregular verbs are far more common in the past tense than they are in the present tense. For example, you wouldn't say, I readed the complete stories of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Instead, you would say, I read the stories. And you wouldn't say, he fighted in the Crimean War. You would say, he fought in the war. If you desire a complete list of these irregular verbs, you can look them up in a book or on the World Wide Web when it's invented in 100 years or so. Speaking of the future, I shall need another volunteer. You, madam. My, what a charming lass. Now, allow me to conjure your secrets from the great beyond. Let me see. After this performance, you will board a train to Cambridge, and you are going to sit by the window. You will dine with a friend, and you are going to eat roast beef. To conjugate verbs in the future tense, you keep the infinitive form and add the word will in front of them. You may also use going to with the appropriate conjugation of to be. Thank you, thank you. And now the great Timothy will take some questions. There are indeed other tenses beyond the ones I described. Behold, if you will, this chart I have prepared. These perfect tenses describe events that don't neatly fit into the past, present, and future. For example, the present perfect tense often describes the actions from the past that affect the present. When I say, I have spent 10 years studying magic, I'm indicating that I have studied magic in the past, and also continue to do so today. And the past perfect is often used alongside the past tense to describe events that occurred even further back in time. So I never had met my volunteers before I walked on stage tonight. One final question, perhaps? No, hold on. You're saying that all three of my volunteers tonight were really the same robot in different disguises? You state that this robot and I have been friends for years, that I did not really read his mind, and that I am a complete fraud? Well, I would love to answer that question, but I'm afraid I've run out of time. Good night, everyone!
Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Now it's your turn to tell me 3 sentences about the lesson that we learned today. Here is what I want you to do. Grab a pencil and a notebook. Write a sentence about a habit that you have, something that you repeat every day. You can leave this in the description box down below. Write another sentence about a fact. Something about geography that usually stays the same, or maybe science. Let me know how this video helped you understand more information about habits, facts, and simple present in general. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.